DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. Okay, let me zoom in on this little project. Back up just a little bit with this camera. Got to turn my main light on. Yeah, it'll be about right. Let me turn this light on. Make it bright. I don't know if it should be. That's good right there. Okay, I've done quite a bit of work on this. Through. Oh yeah. Okay, I evened out the neck on the back. I covered up the kills. I still got some smoothing to do. Definitely got a lot of smoothing to do on this back neck. But I also did the ear. I finished the ears. Well, not quite finished the ears, but I'm working on it. And I'm trying to smooth out the back of the ears so they look decent, you know. Now the left ear, I'm still not, this side, I'm not done yet with that ear. The other side I have completed. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's nice and round. Oh, isn't that nice? How's that ear looking for you guys? What do you think? It's nice and it's refined. I got the little ear clef on here now. That's smoothed in. The ear shape is pretty dead on to the actual mask. Let me see, what else did I do? I started working on the neck area down here. Let me back that up for you guys. I balanced out the neck here. I'm really trying to make the neck really nice. I want that neck really straight up and down. I don't want any flare on it, because if there's a flare on it, it's going to be hard to close the mask and putting your collar up around the mask when it's done. But we're really getting close. I've done a lot of work. Done a lot of work around the chin area. I did sculpt in some of the eye cuts just a little bit better. Right on the edges, right on the corners. I brought in, just brought them in. They look a little better. They look a little nicer, a little cleaner. They, you know, they're where they need to be. And I'm real close to finishing this sculpture. I have to round this ear out. This ear is a little bit too flat on the top. So what I'm going to do is kind of push this down a little bit, right on the corner here, give it more of a round. Yeah, see what that's doing? And this isn't a perfect ear yet. I still got some sculpting to do with this ear. I still got the cleft to put on here. That's what I'm going to call it, the ear cleft, because I don't know what to call that. So, yeah, I'm not done yet. There's some scratches that have to come out of here, and I might as well work on that for a little bit. Just a little bit of creases. There's all kinds of work that has to be done on the neck, the back of the head especially, top. All this has to be smoothed out a little bit. But we're real close. We are real close to the finish line with this. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it interesting. You know, I'm trying to update you guys. forgot to do? I forgot to put I was working on my music while I was talking. I was talking to somebody on the phone. And let me put my YouTube channel on my computer and turn it towards me in case you guys join me live, since I am live. And then I can actually chat with these. But I gotta turn that volume down. I'll just actually turn it off. How's that? Or else we end up with feedback. Come on. Alright, so where do we want to go? Right here. Okay, am I on? Doesn't look like I am on. Huh, what's going on here? What's going on? Huh. You guys can see me. I can't see it. I'm not seeing anything on my monitor. I don't know what's going on there. Let me close it and then I'll start it. I'll open it again. See if that's a problem. There we are. I can see. All right, so some 3 people on. I'm doing a lot. There's a lot of updates to this. I've got some work done on this. Major work. A lot of work done. I'm still fixing this ear. Still got a lot of bumps, little things. But little things mean a lot. All right, now I'm going to show you the other side, because that's the finished ear. What do you think, guys? That ear's done. It's all smoothed out. There's a little bit of rough edge. I must have smacked it or banged it or something. No big deal. But that's all nice and uniform. That side's done. And I'm working on the neck area. I started smoothing out this area real nice. This is starting to really come in nice. Not see any of the real carb marks. There's a couple spots underneath the ear that I have to touch up. I've got to do a bunch of work underneath the chin, but I can't actually, I have to lay this back, and I got to cushion this back side of the head so it doesn't get dented or messed up. But I have to really roughen this neck area, make it really nice. Biggest thing I'm really trying to keep from happening is I don't want the neck to flare out. So I'm making it very straight up and down. This way, when you put your collars up around the neck on the mask, it'll look really nice. So, so this is where I'm at. I'm really close to the finish line. This is a little shadowing. It's not anything wrong here. It's just shadow. Let me see if I can block this. Yeah, see, it's just a shadow is all it is. Same as James, man. Thumbs up. I'm trying to see it from a distance, so forgive me. I'm not going to be able to. You know what? Let me turn that screen just a little bit further. Yes. Now I think I can pull that screen just a little bit closer to you. There we go. Hopefully I can read that now. still just a little bit too far away from that screen reading your comments. Yeah, I can see that now as long as I have my glasses on. Samus James. James! All right, man. Glad you put a comment up there so I can see that you guys can actually make comments. Wow. I went from 3 watching to nobody watching. So, I'm yeah, okay, so let me reiterate what I've been working on. I gotta fix the neck area here. I still gotta put a little play in that little spot. It's driving me crazy. Trying to make the neck extreme, nice and round, really nice and round, and it's the other mask that I made from this mold wasn't exactly perfectly round, and I'm spending the extra time on it and care to really give it a nice look and a nice clean edge all the way around this thing, nice and even. I even put the neck lines into the mask here. Just one little element I feel I feel strongly about that gives this mask or this sculpture a little more character. It may not be on the flashback, and it may not even be on the 13 or the original 78, but it's on mine. And I like it. That's all I need to say about it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm just trying to smooth in everything. The more I smooth this clay, the less I have to put tools on it. I got a lot of tool work that has to be done on the back, on this side, and on the back, right here on the neck area. That has to be done. This ear is it round enough? Yeah, I think I got this. Yeah, it looks pretty good. See, I don't want to change the height of this here. The ear is set even with the top of the brow. Comes in right at the edge of that brow. And think about it. If I go too high with the ear, just imagine you're wearing glasses. Your glasses, your glass frame comes straight in across, and it sits right on top of your edge, and that's what grabs your glasses. So I don't know. I'm just being extra careful to make sure everything is properly aligned. It's I might as well do this clef while I'm here too. I'm going to do this clef on this ear. I don't normally like to do that until I'm really close to. Yeah, I better not. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I clean out the inside here. guys still with me? Somebody on with me? Yeah, it's just me watching. Hmm. Yeah, I'm hoping, I really am, James. I'm going to say James. Is it Seamus or James? I'm going to say James. I guess it's your last name, Seamus, maybe? I'm, I'm just guessing here, James. I'm going to say James. I'm going to call you James, my man. And yeah, I'm hoping I really have this spot on. I have it really smooth. It's nice. I still have to texture everything once I put my naphtha on it. And then I'll use my sponges to put a texture. This way the paint has something to grab to. This is really close to finished. I am really trying to achieve that. You know what? I'm going to do this ear clef. Goes against my. What is? I have to. James, got it, buddy. All right. I'm just trying to smooth this out as best I can before I go and I put this clef on. Because once I put the clef on the ear here, right where it gets hard to work inside of this. So what I'm going to do, see, I'm not going off any picture. I guess I've kind of gotten used to how it's got to look. A little more than that, though. Okay. Now the trick to the ear clef, I'm shaping it in my hand. I want to blend this into the face. So I'm smashing this side of it. This is the part that goes into the face. All right, I'm smashing that pretty good. But I want to make sure that this is not too distorted. This isn't real hard to. Nope, not quite. Okay. See, what I have to do is I have to bring this bottom right into the clef. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, well, let me see something. That's going to work. All right, you see what I'm doing? I'm pushing this in now to this. Got to make it look natural too. That's the hard part. And that light's throwing me off a little bit. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of a I'm building this up a little bit because I want to make sure it doesn't collapse when I start molding it. So I'm pushing it into the ear, so it's not really. Now this stuff's real soft on me right now because I left it. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating. I'm looking at this mask over here. No biggie. I have a little bit of clay left. I put so much clay onto the neck area fixing this. Especially the back of the head. And what I'm doing is I'm going right into So what have you been doing? Okay, let me do some reading. I got to drop my glasses back down. Ah, I got a little wine going on tonight, huh? It's getting there. It really is, James. It's close. Believe it or not, once I'm done this, I'm not gonna. Once I do the 3 versions of my mask, maybe 4, depending on what the Halloween ends looks like. Um, Once I do finish this, I think I'm done with Michael Myers. I will be done making the Myers, and I'll start making monster masks. Um, that's really kind of what I want to do really bad, you know. So um, I had to build this up just a little bit right here because I want a streak that's going into this. You'll see. I know I'm blocking the light, guys, so forgive me. I got to brace myself on here because I don't want to dent anything as I'm doing this. All right, so now we're going to smooth it out with the tools. And I'm going to do some carving and shaping. You know, you put a lot of clay on and you take a lot off. Now I'm going to pull this back into here. Just a little bit of I'm digging in a little bit right in here. I'm digging into that little area there. I got to change this the tool here. I need a bigger one, a bigger round one. There it is. Now, what do I want to do? I'm trying to remember what I did to the other side because I want to make them the same. Okay, I dug out around here a little bit. and I dug in right behind this ear. See how nice that looks? That ear clef is just a little bit more pointy, so that's no big deal. So, I almost have what I'm looking for here. And I'm going to use, no, what did I use for that? I'm just pushing this clay just a little bit, just creating a little bit of a, and then I'm going to pull it down onto itself. And the other thing I'm going to do is cut out around this area here. See how it's coming to a point? We don't want that. That's the proper look right there. But now I have to shape it a little better. Okay, what do we got going on here? What are we saying, guys? You're from Ireland, huh? Guinness helps. Yeah, it's a challenge. I'm going to say it's a real challenge. I'll add a comment later. I can't reach the keyboard from where I'm at. It's asking me to add a say something, but I am talking to you live here. So yeah, it's this. I want to say the Michael Myers sculpture is a very. It's not an easy sculpture. It really isn't by far. A lot of people get into this thing, including myself, thinking, it can't be that difficult. A couple months I'll knock it out. A couple months my butt. It's been 12 months and I'm still trying to perfect the look. I've got 12 months of work into this particular sculpture. You know what? All right, now I need the big boy because I'm going to dig into this. Hold on, let me make sure I got the cutting edge. Okay. I'm going to dig into this just a little bit. Give it shape. See how that's coming along? See how that's working? Now, I'm still going to, I think I cut too far, too close to the edge here. I don't want it that close. So I'm going to put a little bit of clay back on there just to give it a nice, I want to say a nice, a round look to it. You'll see. Pull it in. about making it look natural. You want it to look like flesh, not like carved clay. Why is that being so difficult? And as you know, flesh is not, doesn't have perfect, there's no perfect, it's not perfect by far. But it is smooth. That is for sure. It's there's a smoothness that you got to definitely replicate. It's perfect because I see the comments coming up in my peripheral vision, so I can see. Thanks, thanks. I mean, it's, look, I didn't know it was going to be as good as this. I really didn't. I mean, I'm not trying to, don't believe me, I'm not an egocentric kind of guy. Far from it. Um, I've never worked with clay. Now, I was real good with sculpting with, best regards from Ireland. Way to go, Ireland. Yes, do that. Just, check back in and you can watch the video. I'm not going to be on here too long, so I don't want to make this too long of a video. I'm just doing little, I'm trying to update you what I'm doing. I'm trying to give you a little bit of sculpting tips, but I'm not going to go crazy on trying to put 3 hours of video of me sculpting this. You see very little change. There's not a lot of change to it. So, with that being said, I mean, I could do the high speed thing, but then I'd have to narrate over top of the high speed. And I'm just not that good right now. I got to get somebody to help me with that stuff. I can't really do all this work sculpting and then spend hours and hours and hours of doing editing. Because I do spend a lot of time with the sculpture. I'll spend, I was on this thing for 6 hours the other day. So, just really refining everything and trying to get it right, just right. Trying to get all these little lines out of here. Just trying to get it right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little naphtha on this to smooth this out, and I'll see more of the bumps, and I like to stick, I take my brush and I stick it right in my can, like that. I never try to touch the naphtha. Here, let me pull it over so you can see what I'm doing. See that? I put that brush right into that liquid inside that naphtha can. And then we're going to put a bunch of it right in here on top. We're working on smoothing it out, especially in the ear hole. And believe it or not, once this softens, this will take down all that, that clay look. You'll see. Really smooths it out nice. Now I see some dents in here. I see little things. The light's just hitting it perfect. So. as you can see, you see what the by using this brush, how nice that makes that ear. Really smooths it out nice. I got all kinds of little bumps and stuff in here I got to fix. But you can see how nice that ear's starting to look now. Nothing's perfect. You don't want it to be perfect anyway, because you're... All right, that's driving me nuts. What is this? I see this little dent in here. Let me make sure I got the cutting edge on there. There we go. I see what it was. It was just a little... Looked like a little bit of a hole. All right, need a little more liquid on there. I just touched that brush. That wasn't smart. I don't have any open cuts. I'm okay. There we go. Just trying to blend it in nice. Now all I've worked on here pretty much is the ear itself. I haven't done anything to the neck. There's all kinds of bumps and lumps that have to be smoothed out. And I mean with the tool, I can't really smooth it out with just the paint, with just naphtha right now, because you have to really smooth it down to get all the little lumps out of it. See, I see a lot of lumping in here, and there's a dent right there. Want them lumps out of there. Don't want a lumpy face. Takes time. Doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so I pretty much have the ears done. Yeah, that looks good. This side doesn't stick out as far, but you know what? The ear clef, this part, isn't sticking out as much as the other side. And that's how it is on the mask too. This side bumps out just a little bit further. Let me see if I can put it right at the camera angle. Yeah. You see how you can't see the inside of this ear right here, but yet you can see that bulge right out here? Let me see if I'm straight. That's how that mask actually is. It's pretty cool. I was carefully looking at the ears. I'm trying to read what you said there, James. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I mean, I'm a rookie with this. Believe it or not, I'm a rookie with this. I've never done clay. Now I've had quite a few years of experience with working with wood, doing relief carving and a little whittling. I only did a couple years of whittling, maybe a year and a half, if that. But I've done a lot of relief carving, which is I used to do 5-tier relief carvings. Now you can do those relief carvings with a laser, so it's almost kind of like pointless. And the wood is unforgiving. You really have to be dead on with it. If you make a mistake with wood, you can ruin a project with one screw up, and you'd have to start over again. And sometimes you've done it. You're working on projects like that for months. And it's no different. Sculpting is no different. It's just I think why I love it even more is the fact that if I make a little mistake, I just put a piece of clay back on there and fix it. You know, if I can always adjust something, and I always listen to you guys. If it wasn't for a lot of you guys criticizing me as I was going through the learning process of knowing the little details that you guys obviously know more about than I do with the mask. And I thought I was really spot on with some of the things. And then I started looking at my progression of all the other masks that I've done, all the other sculptures that I was doing. And I don't think I'm quite like Bob Ross because Bob Ross, man, he was the master. And he used to knock things out in a half hour flat, man. I would love to be able to, yeah, just half hour. Good. On to the next. Man, wouldn't I love that? But my throat's a little dry and it's just parched. I haven't had any water. I got to get some water in me. So my voice is a little weird tonight. But yeah, I've been working on music on my computer. My computer is over here, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm seeing exactly what the camera's showing. And you the goat, Antonio, thank you so much. I'm a novice. I really am, guys. I mean, as much as it may look like I've done this for a long time, but I haven't. I haven't, and and I'm still learning. And I really want to do like creatures, monsters. I don't know. I have to figure it out. I have to figure out. I mean, I love Michael Myers. I jumped into this because I really, really wanted to tackle a really good Myers mask. And I always felt like a lot of masks were never quite, what I envisioned. This is my version of this. I'll tell you what the inspiration from the pictures that I used. My inspiration for this altered over the course of a year. And what happened was I started out looking at the original Michael Myers mask, not the Shatner. I wasn't trying to copy Shatner, but I'll show you what the combinations of masks that I like to copy from that I thought gave the best character. I don't know if I'm going to say that right tonight. Gave it all the character. Boy, I'm just really lethargic. I'm sorry, guys. I've been at it since 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've been working on my music. I've been working on a lot of things. Okay, so what I'm going to get at here is, okay, the lips. They're like I'm going to say the original Shatner mask. All right? That's the inspiration for that. Now, let me rephrase that. The lips are more like the Captain Kirk mask. All right? The eye cuts are a combination. The eye cuts and the way the brow looks is a combination of 2 looks. Well, 3 looks. The original 78. All right. The way this brow is in here, it's very important to have this, but I over exaggerated it because the flashback in Halloween Kills has this it's very prominent. All right, so I did that. I bulged these out even further, on both sides. I did a lot of cutting out from underneath the eye. All right, because that's going to give you a lot of natural shadowing with the overhanging eyelid right here. That's actually out past the bottom of this eye cut, which a lot of people, including myself, kept overlooking. And I think that's what really gives this mask the shadowing. It's so important when you're sculpting this to make sure that you're cut deep enough. You want to make sure you're. Let me try and show you a side view. Let me see how far. Can you see that? Okay. All right. I think it's dead on. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, I'm over. This eyelid is literally hanging over this eye cut right here. I had to cut this way back. Before it used to stick. It was dead even with it, and it just didn't make it made it look different. I don't know. It just didn't look right. Even with the eye cuts perfect. You know, now I look at this sculpture and I look at my other finished ones. Thought I was going to put on the market. Slipknot. What is Slipknot? Explain. Yeah, I'm a DJ. I'm a disc jockey too. That's what I actually, did for 45 years. I've been kind of somewhat done. I'm still working a little bit, but not a lot, just for fun. Yes, I'm a DJ. I've been one for a long time. Right now I do strictly oldies, and I only do it for fun. I don't do it for money. So, but anyway, yeah. Where was I at? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the undercuts, the eyes. You have to make sure you're dug in deep here. I'm going to say roughly, let me see. You see how the shadow cast over this now? From here, the light's coming down on an angle, and it's definitely casting a shadow right here. Well, that's because this is undercut properly now, where a lot of my other masks, they weren't right. And now they're on. They're on the money. And I just have to smooth out. You see all the little lumps and stuff in here? That's all going to be gone. I do have to build out here a little bit because of the cheek. It's right here. This is cut in nice here. But this side here just needs to be a little bit more, just need a little clay on there is all. Just to give it a little bit more shape. I don't want to cut away, dead even with the check mark cheek, as they say. It's there. It's in the sculpture. You can see it, but you're not going to see it as well without having this area beefed out just a little bit more. I took a little too much off the side cheek, trying to smooth it out. That's what happened. But that's okay. You just keep working on it until you get it right. So, you know what? I'll put some clay on there now since I pointed that out. And all I have to do, one, I got to take these glasses off to see. All right, I see the check. I need a little bit more bulge. I'm just pushing this flat. I'm using this little bit of clay that I have here. I don't want it to be as much on this bottom part. We'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. Okay. I don't know if I have that smashed in good enough. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Remember, now, if there's too much on here, I'm just going to take it away with the tools. Kind of hard. This light's not helping me a little. I have to reuse. I have to. Now, I have my little flashlight. Yeah, I'll pull that in. I'll pull that in nicely. I need more clay to clean my tool. That's the problem. I got to put more clay. Hold on. Let me read your text. Okay, cool. You know, the problem is I really don't, you can't play music in the background when you're doing the sculpting, if that's what you're trying to get at. The reason why is because, you know, the copyright, man, they'll flag you right away. They'll shut your video right down the minute you play music in the background. And I'm not trying to get, I don't want to be knocked off in the middle of a stream because I'm playing, you know, the copyright material. Now they wear masks. Oh, okay. You know, I gave an idea to a friend of mine, and about doing wearing a mask when he was DJing, and he was coming up. And I'm not going to. He had a really cool mask that would have been really cool, and I gave him a DJ name, and I actually gave him the name Masquerade, DJ Masquerade, and it stuck. You know, he did well with it for a while, and then, you know, he just kind of got tired of DJing and he gave it up. He doesn't DJ anymore, but it worked for him, and it got him a lot of gigs because he was showing up there. He was a masked character, and it was cool because, you know, nobody knew who he was. It was almost like the unknown comedian, you know. I said there's a little bit of a catch to that. You know, it's really cool because people in general love mystery. And he was very, what's the right word? He had a really good stage presence. He was really good on stage and more of a performer than I am. I'm a good DJ to play music. I'm a great mixer. I'm a musician. I use music theory when I'm playing music. But I've got more years behind me than there are in front of me, for sure. I'm 60 years old, guys. I've been around a long time, and I've been DJing since I was 14. Now, let me explain what I did here with the side of this face. This side was just a little too, it was too, I took off too much clay in this area. It was almost even where the check mark is. And we don't want that. We want the check mark to kind of like sink in and then kind of come back out again on the jawline. So I'm still working in the perfection, trying to perfect that look. Remember to to always clean your blade. That's important. But when you're sculpting like this with tools, you got to kind of work in a circular motion to keep you from getting those and not dig in too deep, because you want to you want to avoid straight lines, ridges, because you'll get really nasty ridges if you do that. See, right now you guys can actually see that line where I put that clay. But the minute I smooth this into the face and then put naphtha on there, you won't see that line anymore. And what will happen is it'll become part as one, and then you'll see the shape more than you will the actual. Yeah, that's working. And that was just 2 worms of clay, 2 rolled out worms of clay that I put on here, right where I wanted my edge. You see, did you write something else? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, my buddy, he went under Masquerade, and it did well for him. And he's like, man, where'd you come up with that name? I said, I just thought of it. I don't know. Just pretty good with coming up with names, stuff like that. It's like my logo and my business name, Custom Corpses. Can't go wrong. That's what you're doing. You're making custom corpses. Mask making, I actually was more of a big zombie fan, before I started doing this. And I'm a huge Myers fan. I saw this movie in 1978. How many people are on? 3 are watching with me? Say hello, guys. So, I saw this in 1978. I was only 16 years old, the original film. And I went with my 2 cousins. And they were both females. And they were a little older than me. One was like 21, the other one was, I think they were almost the same age. So they were cousins, one from my dad's side and one from my mom's side. So it was cool, At that time, there was no movie like this out there, other than, I'm going to say the closest thing was Black Christmas. It was creepy. Point of view, that kind of thing. Black Christmas was 1975, and Halloween was 1978. But I went into that theater with these 2 girls, and like a nitwit, I sat between them. That wasn't a smart thing to do. In the old movie chairs, you really you didn't have much room, and you were sitting there. Well, I had my arms were bleeding from on both sides, from their fingernails digging into me. They got so scared. And no joke, I went out of there thinking, what in the? I got what they call sense around. I don't know if you've ever heard of that phrase, but back in the 70s, when I was a kid, the movie Earthquake came out in the theaters, and they put these huge sound systems, bass bins all the way around the front of the screen, and they created a sound called sensor round. And what that meant was, you really felt that earthquake when it started rumbling, man. The whole theater shaking really bad, and then they added sound effects to make things rattle. So it was really cool. They give you the full sensation of being a real. It was an experience. Well, that's what I mean by when I say sense around. They gave me the sense of, they dug into my arms, man. I was bleeding away. It was an interesting day, so it's been an interesting visit to the movie theaters. I had fun though. It was really fun. It was nothing more enjoyable than going to a movie theater and having two girls, even though they were my cousins. I'm not really into the cousin thing, but kind of crawling all over you. I thought at that point, man, I wish I had a girlfriend with me. That would have been really fun, But the next week, I had one going with me. I just saw the movie. I think I've seen that movie so many times in the theater. It was insane. Just trying to look. Oh yeah. Let me try a little naphtha on that cheek now and see if it hides it. I'll know if it's smoothed in pretty good, if it hides it nice. Still with me, Antonio? Yeah, you see that pale look here from where I was carving. See, once I put the naphtha on this and I brush it in, then I'll be able to see exactly what I have to carve away and clean up to give it the right look. See, it feels like it's a little too round in this area like this, so I got to make sure that disappears. But now this naphtha is, the surface of that clay is pretty soft, so you can't carve into that. I can't carve into it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull away some right in here once this hardens back up. I'm going to get all these little lumps and bumps out of this face. But I can't touch that now. I got to let that harden for like an hour before I can even go back to it. So, I mean, I could probably do it in 15, 20 minutes, but I'm not going to continue on with that side of the face tonight because I fixed the ear. I've got it bulged out where it needs to be, and just a slight little bit. I got the cheek where it almost needs to be. That needed to be fixed. So, now, I'll show you what I'm doing on the back of the head. This is my logo, Custom Corpses. And it's the Night Creeper series. And what I'll do is I'm going to have 78 on here. And it'll be dripping blood. Not 1978, it'll be the 78 mask. That's what I'm going to call it. 78. It'll give you the combination. Oh, I never did finish that. See, I got. It's called Senior Moment. All right. I never finished what I was telling you. What this was supposed to be. This sculpture is a combination of the original mask, the flashback mask, the poster art of the Halloween 4 and 5, all right, a little bit of the Halloween 2 from 1981, and what was the other? The Captain Kirk lips. It was the actual Captain Kirk lips that I went with. I wanted that the original Captain Kirk on there. So this is a combination of looks to achieve my version of what I consider, a scary Michael Myers, because I think it has a lot of character in the face. I think it has it's the little things. It's the little things that really give it the menacing look, as someone said on one of my videos, which I found pretty. It's funny that they kind of hit the nail on the head with the description of what I was aiming to do, and that is give it a very menacing look. Let me try and move this light so you can see that other eye. And it's not exactly perfect. Now maybe I can turn the light up. Let's turn the volume up on it. And I'll turn the face just a little bit. There you go. And it's still dark in this corner. With all these lights on it, it's still nice and dark up in the eye cuts. That's going to really make this mask really pop when you have that painted white. And there's going to be a lot of natural shadowing because of the. All right, Antonio, peace, man. Thanks for watching, and thanks for posting on the chat. Yeah, still. I think we're close. We're close to the finish line with this. I just have to do a lot of smoothing on the neck and on the back of the head. Yeah. This is going to give you the combination of looks. James, you still on? Somebody's on. Yeah, so you're going to get the Halloween 4 and 5 poster art, the 78, the 81. It's a combination of all of the looks. It really is. It's a combination of everything. There's not any one look that I went for. And I think, well, my main reason is I'm trying to make my own version of the mask. I'm not trying to replicate like that mask. I'm not trying to replicate that mask. I'm not trying to replicate the 78 to a T. I'm just trying to give you a Myers mask that's really creepy. And it's going to be creepy and on the dark. You guys are, I have a feeling, and I'll tell you something, if I had one of these masks when I was young, oh my God, you couldn't get masks of this caliber. They were always so. There's only a handful of guys out there that I've seen that have produced a nice mask. Nag is one of them. Who else is out there? There's a Knife Wielder was good. He's got a good one. I actually still have one of Ezra's Knife Wielders. Ezra's a good artist. He was really good. I don't know if he's still doing it. Ezra, if you ever catch my channel and you watch me do this, please chime in. You know, add me as your friend because I lost contact. I bought one of his masks for 300. Ooh. No, I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I don't remember how much now. I gotta think about it. I'm not sure. But I bought that in that was 2001. 2001 was when I bought that. And that was a while back. But he had a nice mask. I don't know if he's still doing it. Anybody know out there that is he still out there? If you know him, reach out to him, send him my way because I really would love to talk to him again. It hasn't been a long time since I talked to him. I think he'd be a little surprised with me doing this. You know. Yeah. So anyway, that's it, guys. I think I'm pretty much done for the night. This is going to basically wrap it up. There you go. There's the demented-looking night creeper, and it's really coming in. It's starting to really, starting to look pretty good, guys. It's starting to look really good. It's where I want to be with it. It's menacing, and when that mask is white and you see those dark eyes and you see all the shadowing naturally on this thing, it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to take that same sculpture. I'm not changing it at all because I use a hard clay. When I demold that, there's going to be very little damage to it. I just have to fix little repairs. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sculpt the 2018. All the cracks and all the crevices are going to be into this mask. So you're going to get the 2018 and with this sculpture, and I'm going to do the kills from the sculpture. Now, I've said and done this before, but I really think I'm at the finish line now. I really think that, if I really smooth this out right and I get it looking really good, and get this where I don't think I can do any better now at this point. I really don't. I've created my perfect version of the Myers mask, and I'm happy with it. So I like everything about this sculpture. The nose, the eyes, the scowl, the lips, the jawline, everything's right. The ears. The neck's going to be perfect when that's done. It's going to be a really nice mask, and I don't need to do anything more beyond this. I'm definitely not going to do any more Myers mask after this. After I get done all three versions, and maybe a ends mask. If depends on what it looks like, I'm probably going to be not going to know until probably sometime in the summer. Maybe they'll leak, the look of the mask out just like they did in Kills. But we still didn't have a really good picture of that mask until after the movie was released. So I'm actually kind of glad now. Now I know exactly how the paint scheme is on that mask. My paint scheme didn't match the one I did for my brother. It didn't match the actual paint scheme that was on the Halloween Kills. It looks good. It's creepy. But this is going to be right on. This is going to be dead on. This is going to be really good. Scary. Going to be nice and scary. just the way we like it. I think I'm going to lower the eyebrows just a little bit. They're a little bit too protruding. They're a little too thick. And I'm going to thin them down a little bit. And yeah, that's where we're going to be. Anyway, you guys, thanks for the thumbs up. Hit the like button. Share the content. Please hit the notification bell. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and let people know about me. I really wouldn't mind gaining ground on this channel. It's been a slow process, and I have a funny feeling it's a lot of it has to do with not editing the the content. I haven't been editing the videos, and I need to do that. I have to do that. It's important. At some point when I can slow up from doing this, I really have to push, because I want to have all 3 of these masks available for this coming Halloween, for people to private message me, and I'm going to do some giveaways too, some definitely going to do some promoting with this when they're done, so yeah, it's painstaking and it's a lot of work. I got 12 months into the original shape of this, but I kept retooling it to get it to where it is. Yeah, I'm the only one on now. So I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. You guys you'll watch this video later on. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'm going to say goodnight. Peace. Thank you all. Love yous all. Love you, because I appreciate every one of you that are on here and they're following me. This is a journey, and it's a fun ride. And if you're learning from it, great, because I'm learning too. I can't say I'm sharing secrets, because the things I'm sharing are things that I'm learning on my own. I haven't watched any tutorials on how to do the Michael Myers mask. Oh no, let me rephrase that. I did watch, I do follow Nick Mulpagano with his his content, but I really am not sharing anything that he was doing. Especially his mold is a little different. I use just stone. He's using plastic. So I don't really do the same mold techniques with him, and I don't really think his videos actually show the sculpting process. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that video that he did, the one I bought from him. But I do get inspired by him. He's so awesome. I love Nick's work. So, but anyway, I'm going to say goodnight, and you guys have a wonderful week. We're at the beginning of it. Got a long week ahead, and I'm going to try and keep pushing to get this ready, because the first warm weather I get, this is getting molded, and from there I'll be able to move on to the next sculpture. I don't want to be molding anything in cold weather, because man, it's bad enough that everybody's getting sick from COVID and the flu and every other thing that's popping up. So with that being said, first warm weather, this guy gets molded and ready for making masks. Why is that shadow there? Oh, that's okay, that's just natural. It looks like it's a sharp edge. It's not. It's round. It's just the way the light's hitting. Yeah, I got some work to do on this, but not hard. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. Peace. See ya. All right, I gotta get my camera. Sorry, guys. Yes, there you go. There's a zoomed in look. See how you can see the imperfections on the side of the face? Yeah. Got some work to do. Still working on it. But the ears are done. Peace.